For most of my life, I didn't know why I suffered. But this explains it. I sat back down on the nail and it wasn't as painful. So I sharpened the nail to make hurt more. So I could get stronger. For a long time I didn't understand what that meant. Now I do, and it explains why I suffered almost 20 years and why this suffering didn't destroy me. The nail appeared early in my life. It was the belief that something is wrong with me, that I can't get things done, that I am different in a bad way. I didn't choose that belief. It was planted from my childhood, from school, from my mother. And when you believe that you are broken, everything you do becomes test. Every failure feels like proof. So I did what many people do when pain is too much. I stood up and ran away from the nail. Standing up felt like relief. I escaped into distractions. Scrolling, gambling, porn, games, nicotine, earlier drugs. Each one lifted me off the nail for a moment. And every time I stood up, I told myself, see, I am fine now. But life doesn't work like that. Because when you stand up without healing, you don't remove the nail. You just delay the pain. And when you sit down again, it hurts even more. Here is the part that most people don't understand. When I failed, when businesses didn't work, when hope collapsed, I didn't just sit back on the nail. I sharpened it. Through self-criticism, through shame, through self-hatred. I told myself, see, you really are broken. Then I punished myself further. Online gambling when everything was gone. Porn to numb the loss. Games to disappear. Nicotine to push dopamine higher. It looked like weakness, but it wasn't. It was nervous system trying to feel something instead of nothing. All of this happened in shadows. In my bed, alone, hidden. That shadow felt alive, almost like it controlled me. Sometimes when someone entered to my room and spoke, I felt anger rise instantly. Because they interrupted the only place where I didn't have to pretend. The shadow was painful, but it was familiar. One day something changed. Not because my life improved, but because I noticed something. When I stayed seated on the nail, the pain didn't kill me. It softened. I began to feel presence just moments at first. And when I did, I cried. Because it felt too good to be true. I realized something important. The nail wasn't there to punish me. It was there to train me. That's when it finally clicked for me. I sat back down on the nail. And it wasn't as painful. Not because the nail disappeared, but because I became stronger. And when it wasn't painful anymore, life sharpened the nail again. Not to destroy me, but to deepen me. Pain returned in new forms. Disappointment, failure, loneliness, but this time I didn't run, I stayed. Strength is not avoiding pain. Strength is not success. Strength is the ability to stay present. Feel a pain is burning. I am not healed. I still sit on the nail sometimes. But now I know. Pain doesn't mean that something is wrong with me. Pain means I am alive. If you are stuck in addiction loops, if you keep escaping, if you feel like life keeps hurting you on purpose, listen carefully. You don't need to remove the nail. You need to sit, breathe, feel, and stay. Don't sharpen the nail with self-hatred. Let it teach you. Because one day you will realize the pain that almost broke you is the pain that made you unbreakable. You are not weak. You are pain trained.